My name is Asenath Koech. I work with the Kenya Plant Health Inspectorate Service, which is the Kenyan NPPO. When I say NPPO, is National Plant Protection Organization. So every country has an NPPO or an equivalent institution. So about bananas in Kenya, we know that there are so many varieties. Some of them are traditional varieties, some of them new varieties, Cavendish and the like. There are so many varieties. And Kenya is not a good or a high producer of banana, but we can say we produce bananas for local consumption. Just few of them are being exported. And one time we accessed a market in South Korea, and because South Korea wanted a particular variety, so we could not access that market because our varieties are so diverse, but very small quantities, so we could not export one large quantity of a specific variety. But it is being produced by small-scale farmers. Few, one or two or three could be producing in large scale. So, but we have challenges in producing the bananas because of pests, and of course agronomic practices. Most farmers, because they are small scale, they don't really research so much in how to produce bananas, but they do it in the traditional way. So we produce bananas, but not in the quantities that we would want to export. So I think we need to put more effort in banana production. We produce them in regions which are climatically suitable for production, but we are expanding even to areas where we produced maize before. So we are actually doing something about it. It's not that we are not promoting it. We are promoting it because it's a food security crop.
Is banana part of the diet in this country? And if you are to look in a plate where those other varieties are to be mixed with banana, what percentage is banana taking up?
In Kenya, I don't think banana would form a meal in every home. It's only in those regions like Kisii, Nyamira, Meru is when you can see a banana in a plate. But the entire country, we have other products like maize could form the main staple food for Kenya. Not banana, but maybe for like a fruit. So I can't say that we eat a lot of bananas. So maybe if we started promoting for Kenyans to diversify in food item and make a banana part of the meal, that would be good. But it will take some effort.
Do we have, if you are to look at the traditional varieties vis-a-vis the new varieties, which are more?
It should be the traditional varieties are more than the modern or the new varieties. But the people who are engaging in production at the moment, I think whoever is starting a plantation at the moment, they are going for the newer varieties because of the value. The value of the new varieties for market and for other uses. So the traditional varieties are actually produced in those regions where they originally produce banana because they love their traditional varieties, maybe because they are also resistant to some pests and they are suited for those ecological conditions.
So when it comes to this meeting, Asenath, it's about the issue of bananas and pests, and I know Kefis is one of the ones that really regulate most of the issues of pests. Maybe what can you say about bananas and pests in Kenya and maybe in East Africa?
Yeah, I can say pests is one of those challenges that are hindering or challenging the production and even marketing of bananas in Kenya and also in East Africa. We have several pests affecting banana, and most of them are very serious, like what we are discussing in this meeting. One of the most common in the region is the banana Xanthomonas wilt, which looks like it is common in the entire East Africa. And there are also those I can say they are not yet in East Africa, like fork TR4, the Fusarium TR4. Which is already introduced into Africa in Mozambique, and we can say that that particular disease is actually moving so fast. It has, from Mozambique, it has moved to Comoros, and I can say because we are not, if Comoros is not doing anything to contain it, it might soon get into the other countries of Africa if we don't do something about it. Then the other pests, we have the banana rust trip, which is in Uganda. It's not in these other countries, and because we are a community and we trade across, and also the fact that our borders are porous, it is likely that it might move within this region quickly because of the ease of movement of materials from one country to another. But our mandate as the NPPO of Kenya, and as well as the mandates of the other NPPOs in the region, is to prevent the introduction of those pests which are not yet introduced into the countries and into the region. So we have to do so many activities that prevent introduction. So one of those activities is pest risk analysis. So pest risk analysis gives us, we evaluate a lot of literature, a lot of information about a crop, like for instance, banana or a pest, a particular pest, a specific pest. So in that case, we will know that, we will know how a pest behaves, that is biology of that pest, how it can be moved from one point to another, which part of the crop it affects. When we move this crop or form of let's say a fruit or a sucker of banana, if it can move those particular pests. So PRA is very important, and we are lucky that in EAC we are conducting pest risk analysis together as a region. But again, what we need to do is look at what are those risks that can come from outside the region. See, sometimes some business people or farmers may want to introduce banana germplasm from another region, for instance, India or China or Colombia. That is, there is a risk. They can actually introduce pests, even maybe not these ones we are thinking about. They could be other pests of concern from those regions. So PRA really helps us to come up with import requirements and even to understand how a pest is moved from one point to another.